Now, what exactly does the company need from an engineer? So this is the culture that we are going to do. So now we as a normal engineers where we might be working on different role as of now. So what is that we have to do in order to get into this DevOps, or what is the organization is looking at rather than we moving? We should see in this way that what organization needs. So that is when DevOps is going to focus on different problem areas. So now a company wants a person who is capable on working all these different areas that we have seen. So that way, if you can classify them into a problem solving area, we have different groups like continuous integration, continuous delivery, cloud computing, configuration management, continuous monitoring, and automation, where each one of them is going to talk or solve a particular problem for the company, where as a DevOps culture, a company would be using all of them together to achieve a problem. So that is when, if you see, every organization is moving to this DevOps culture, because by this they have an advantage. On the first thing is, engineer, if they take, he will be trying to solve all of the problem or a combination of many of this. And the advantage for us now is, rather than working on one particular domain so far, you will always feel a saturated way where after some time you would have already done so much of automation and there is nothing much to do the improvement. So that is when, if you focus towards the DevOps, you have lots of career opportunities where one company would be focusing on this area, the other company would be focusing on this area. So you always keep moving towards your comfort zone or your expertise level, wherein you have lots and lots of opportunities to grow, because a company has all these problems. So it is up to us on what are the skill sets that we can develop and try to provide a solutions to the company. So that's when, rather than isolating ourselves or sticking ourselves to only one domain, we can actually think about growing our career in a different way. So we have lots and lots of opportunities where we can grow ourselves as deeper as we want. Because now if you say you are a system admin, you are always going to think only about doing system administration and improvements. But now here, you are not going to talk only about that. If there is a problem on the development side, you're going to jump and provide a solution. If there is a need for taking care of the configuration of the machine, you're going to help. If there is a problem in doing a faster delivery, you're going to help in this. So that is how the career opportunities which is needed for a person to work on DevOps is quite vast, and the same thing is going to be benefited for the company because you're going to solve many problems for them. Okay, so now how is that you're going to jump into it? Now, pretty much what people would think is, I am a developer, or I'm a QA, or I am a performance engineer, or I'm a system administrator, or I'm a tech support guy, or a documentation engineer. How is that I can be a DevOps engineer? The first thing that you need to understand is, you're not trying to be a DevOps engineer, but you are trying to adopt a DevOps culture as an engineer. So what is that needed? So the first thing that you need is, you need to take care of your existing responsibility and keep a value added to it. So that is how whatever task that you're already doing is some way or the other way part of the DevOps. Because DevOps is going to focus on all the problems areas, which is going to be part of the development as well as the administration or the operation side. So the first thing that you have to focus is moving towards the culture is do a cross training. So that is when come out of your comfortable zone. Comfort zone means you would have been experienced with 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years, or more than that. Don't just focus that is the only area that you should focus and improve. You have to come out of it and start doing different tasks. That is when you have to be aware of different problem solving areas, and in that, what and all the methodologies or modern practices people are using. So that is the first focus what you should be doing moving towards the DevOps. So that way, what and all are they? So that's when, whatever that the previous slide I was talking about, you should be understanding different processes for continuous integration, continuous delivery, cloud computing, configuration management, and what are the different ways you can do automation. Everything has to be learned. Second thing, DevOps doesn't start as a scratch. You always have in your existing job. So that is when the ideal way that you should focus is, what is that you're already doing? And what is that you can do the current job in a better way, in which In addition to what you have done, you keep adding more and more tasks. So as I said, if you are already an administrator, or if you are already a person who is working on the system, don't just think only on what are the improvements that you can do. Go beyond it and see what are the automation that you can do to help the development group. That is how you will be called as a DevOps engineer. Because if you are focusing only on your administration skill, yes, there is a limitation for it also, because if you do the automation, after some time you don't have much to do the automation. So that is when you have to think something else. So that is the opportunity what DevOps is going to give you, where you have to start with your current profile, see what and all you can add to your existing profile, and then try to do cross training, where you're going to look outside your profile and start taking up more towards the development side or the operation side. And then try to do automation as much as possible. That is the key point to the DevOps. Where when I say automation, it could be anything that either you are improving a process which a company is using, or you're trying to provide a better solution to a tool that you're using, or it could be a better way of what the day-to-day task you are doing. Let's say there are a couple of engineers who are trying to do a task in 2 hours. You are trying to do something where it could be a process improvement, a tool, or handling different people. You are trying to reduce the time to 30 minutes or 15 minutes. So that is going to be important for the company that you're increasing, right? Yes. So now the question that someone was asking is, what is that you have to do as a fresher? Now, as a fresher, if you go to a company, the focus is what is that as an interview that people would be checking. So the first thing that you will be focusing as a fresher is how is that you're going to get in where you are aware of the latest technology. So that is when, rather than just saying that I know only on the development side, or I know only on the administration side, if you go and now tell to a company saying that, sir, I am not just focusing on one area, but I am trying to develop a skill where I am putting forward my skills through which you can help the organization to grow. So how is that you're going to grow? That is when you're going to put in the DevOps culture where you are ready to work on different aspects. If needed, you are ready to do some improvements on the development side or on the testing side, or if needed, you are also ready to do something on the administration side. So that is when it is a kind of open culture where you will be ready. So that way, now, if a fresher comes, who will be more preferable? If a person who is having experience or willing to do only on the development side, or a person who has knowledge on all the problems that is needed for an organization to solve. So who is more preferable? Obviously a person who is capable of doing different things and who is ready to do all those things. So that is how it is, regardless of what kind of engineer you are or you are trying to get into the IT, the always focus from an organization is they need someone who can do more tasks rather than focusing on one task. Okay, now let me take a simple example and give it to you. Now, you have a house and you are trying to hire a maid, okay, or you need some worker for your house. So you have someone to do the cooking, you need someone to wash the clothes, you need someone to take care of cleaning the house or utensils, whatever it is. Now whenever you talk to a maid, you will be talking in terms of the charges. Now the person who is going to come to take care, they will be saying that, hey, pay me, let's say, $1,500 for washing, and give me $1,500 for cleaning, and 1,500 for cooking. Now what you will do, you will talk being an effective way that, hey, it's okay, I don't want to take three separate people to take care of different things and paying 4,500. Instead, I can hire one person who can do all the three, and you will negotiate and you will pay her somewhere around 2,500, or let's say 3,000 rupees. Now what is the advantage for us in this? The advantage is, rather than having three people, you are trying to use one person and making use of that person to get all the job done. So at the same time, your cost has been reduced to whatever it is done. That is the same concept what the companies are focusing. Now it is not directly the way, but as an example, now they don't want someone to do the development, they don't want someone to do the administration, they don't want someone to do the maintenance, or they don't want someone to do the management. So that is how they want someone who is ready to solve different problems, be more of a generalist, rather than saying that, hey, I will do only one area and I will focus only on that. That's the focus what an organization is looking at towards the DevOps culture. Okay. Right now, you are calling it as DevOps. Tomorrow, you might call it something else. But the focus here, if you really understand what company needs is they want you to work on different problems, that is both on the development side, the QA side, as well as on the administration side or on the maintenance side. So the final thing, that is what you need to develop, that if you are focusing towards coming into this kind of culture, is try to understand different things. Don't just focus your mind on only one area. Keep yourself broader, where you will be ready to be a generalist on solving different problem areas, and that's when it is equivalently proportional to your growth. As I said, that is why companies are paying people who are working in the DevOps side more than what you can see in the other engineers. That is because they are trying to solve more problems than a normal engineer.